Hello, everybody. Welcome to a different kind of instant reaction. Technical issues stopped us recording at the ground. So we're doing it at home a couple of hours later. So it's the not so instant reaction is how this one is the title of this one. 2-2 draw. Feels like ages ago now, but 2-2 draw against Burton Albion earlier today. A lot to take away from it. Tomorrow's podcast, we're going into it a bit more depth. But just talking about your instant reaction, how do you feel? Full-time whistle goes, anger, frustration, dealing with it okay. Where were you?
Yeah, frustrated. I think we're all frustrated. It was a decent performance in places, in patches, but it was in patches. So yeah, a disappointing result, really disappointing result. We should have been out of sight in that game, in my view. And I wouldn't. Not necessarily because we hugely dominated it, but we created more chances, and we should have been out of sight. So it's really, really frustrating. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Really, it's without going into too much depth, which we obviously don't want to do on this. But yeah, disappointed.
Like I said, we were a better team, though, weren't we? We were comfortably a better team, other than the first 5 minutes and until after they scored their second goal. We were miles better than Burton. It's our own fault. It's our own fault we didn't win the game because we didn't create enough clear-cut chances. But sure, that's for me. I was sitting there before the second goal, sitting there thinking, well, if we win this, I think and at the time I thought we would win this game. I'm kind of happy to go into the instant action, go into the podcast tomorrow because we were better than them. We were comfortable. I thought we were going to get a third. I thought we were going to end up winning the game relatively comfortable. And then the goal just took the wind out of the stadium. After the goal and the substitution, which came instantly, the whole atmosphere was just completely sucked out of the stadium, weren't it, after that? It just went... Everything performance-wise and atmosphere just fell off a cliff after that goal.
I would argue that we weren't the better side. Okay. We created more chances. We were in their half, probably, arguably, more times than they were in ours. In terms of being a footballing side, they were miles in front of us as a footballing side. Miles in front of us.
In terms of their style,
the ball well. They played the way that they play. The only issue that Burton have is they pee the pants when they get into final third most of the time. You know what I mean? Yeah. They're unable to create anything in that final third. If they were, they would have tore us apart today. Next week against Birmingham, we are going to get torn a new one. I'm telling you now, if we play the way that we played today. So, as Rayner said in his post-match, they're a team that likes to play on the break. They'll soak the pressure up, play on the break. That's exactly what they did. But their ability to keep the ball and to move the ball with pace is a million miles in front of us. A million miles. We were pedestrian at best today. The formation just is not right. It does not suit the players that we've got at all. You know, that we have got some quality in this squad. There's no doubt about it. Malik Wilkes is a very, very good player. Humbo is clearly a good player. You know, Cameron Humphreys, Hakeem Adoffin. The list can go on. There are some quality players in this team, but they're none of them playing to their strengths, in my view. I don't think, in my view, having had now a couple of hours to sit back and think about it, I don't think that was a good performance today at all, personally.
Okay. Fair enough.
I you know me, and everybody else has said, keeps telling me how negative I am about it, but that is not good enough. It is not a good enough performance, and it certainly is not a good enough result.
No, it's not.
You know, things have to change. We've gone back to having no real plan. That's how it felt today.
Yeah, and I know you said about Burton, but I thought they were there for the taking for us. I thought we had the ability. I thought at times we dominated them in there. We pinned them back in their final third. If you're doing that to teams for long periods, you are better than them. So you've then got to take advantage of it. We just didn't take advantage. We didn't create anything clear-cut enough. Rayner said it in his post-match that we got into the final third a lot, but the decisions were poor, really poor. There's no composure from this team in that final third.
No.
There was only really one bit of quality, and that was the ball from Joe Powell to Jonathan Clark-Harris. I don't think Powell had a particularly good game.
No, I don't.
But the ball into Clark-Harris was just wonderful, and Clark-Harris couldn't miss. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's good that it was there, but it couldn't have missed. Like I said, we'll cover a lot more tomorrow, mate, but we need to talk about the substitution. The one talking point in terms of substitution, because not only did the goal kill the game a little bit for us, if the goal didn't, the substitution absolutely did.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what on earth he's thinking bringing Nombe off for Hugo. If you're going to bring Hugo on, I'm all for that. Bring Clark-Harris, bring Jonathan Clark-Harris off. If you're going to take Nombe off, put Hungbo on or something like that who's got a bit of legs. That was just one of the most baffling substitutions. And you spotted,
there
was some booing when the substitution was made.
Yeah,
mainly
by
you.
So in my view, but
but Evans didn't react particularly well to that, did he?
No, he didn't like it at all. He sat there with his arms out as if to say, "Why are people booing?" That's a worry. That's a worry, because if he doesn't know why, then there's a problem. Because Nombe was one of probably the most dangerous forward player we had on the pitch. Him and Malik Wilkes, but certainly Nombe he was absolutely all over the place. And it was an incredible decision to bring him off. Incredible. But hey, whatever. We'll talk about it tomorrow when I've calmed down a bit. I mean, I couldn't believe when I saw the number 8 on that board. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I genuinely don't know what to say. And we're not even going to be afforded the privilege of having the manager explain it to us, because he's sent his number 2 out to do an interview.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Because you said earlier after the game that we don't think Evans likes Nombe, and I think that's probably true. I don't think he fancies him, but it's weird because Nombe is everything that we kind of like, and obviously we want him to add goals. That's an issue. He's not adding goals at the minute, but his work rate's fantastic this season. It's been so good this season. The one point today where he was just one bloke chasing ball around while everybody else watched him.
Yeah,
that's a Steve Evans kind of striker, and I don't get this not playing him in Exeter and bringing him off early today for Hugo. It just blows my mind a little bit, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I find it incredible. But 24 hours from now, I might have calmed down a bit. But I'm curious with that because it changed. It did change the game. It changed any impact our front line were having on the game, because you've got you've got 2 players who are exactly the same up there. Who are, with the greatest respect, will score your goals if it's on a plate for them, or if it's there for them. But they're not going to chase the ball down. They're not going to cause the defence any problems, and they didn't. No,
they didn't. I have sympathy for the Teehee substitution, because I think Teehee's not fully fit.
Yeah.
So I don't like it, but I've got sympathy for Evans. I think he had to make that substitution.
Yeah.
He took a couple of knocks as well, didn't he, to be fair.
Yeah.
Anything else to add, Mick? Because we want to keep this pretty short. And
no, it's just
hoping we can be positive.
I did. It just feel today's performance overall, in my view, just feel like a bit of a backward step, and the result is just not acceptable. Because, as you quite rightly pointed out, they were there for the taking. We can't be dropping points like that at home. We can't. So, but we'll talk about it tomorrow, and I think I'll get some pelters from Evans' supporters that I'm being negative about him. But prove me wrong. He's not proving me wrong.
6 games in.
I hope he does.
Yeah, 6 games in. Well, we set to start judging people 10 to 15 games in. We're only a handful of games away from that now. So we'll see. Make sure you do subscribe. If you're watching this, make sure you've subscribed on YouTube. If you're watching the first time, let us know what you've thought. Is it good? It was no one do it outside the stadium, which we'll do again next time once the technical issues have been resolved. But yeah, thank you very much, Mick. Thank you everyone for watching. We'll see you all next time. And as always, up the Millers.
Up the Millers.